The thing I've been really pleased with is how competitive our practices have been because of all the minutes that are up for grabs right now. Guys have come in here with a mindset that those are their minutes, and you got a lot of guys competing for them. So I've loved the intensity of our practices, and if we continue with that, again, we're making mistakes, but if we continue to get better each day and not take steps backwards, we're going to have a chance to have a good year. Talk a little about our freshman. Monty Morris has been very, very good for us. I knew he was a good player, but the learning curve for a freshman point guard is as high as you're going to find. Monty has done a tremendous job. He's a low turnover guy. He can get you into an offense, and he makes tremendous decisions. Only has had 3 turnovers in 6 days of practice. So he's a guy that can get us going and will be a player that I think plays minutes for us as a freshman. Matt Thomas has really been shooting the ball well, especially these last few practices. Matt never played man-to-man basketball defensively in his high school career, so that's been new to him. But as he's continued to develop and get comfortable on that end, and in turn has made his offense start to come on. He's starting to understand our spacing concepts. And again, he's a guy with the way we like to play can get a lot of minutes for us. Returning players from last year have been very pleased with the progress they made over the summer. With Naz Long, Sharon Dorsey-Walker coming back, Percy Gibson. So it's now a matter for me to try to mesh all that together and figure out who's going to be the players that can go out and get us productive minutes that can help us win basketball games. You have to have that chemistry, and if you have the chemistry, good things tend to happen. I've been around this game long enough, been on enough teams where you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have the chemistry, you're not going to be very good. And in turn, you may not be quite as talented, but if you have that chemistry, you're going to find a way to win games. And I know these guys like each other. They enjoy playing with each other, and that's something that I've seen. I've been really pleased with how our chemistry has been early. George is probably a guy that stands out as much as anybody. He's a kid that he's so productive, and going back, I know I talked about this before, to when I started watching him for the first time when I saw him out at Tilton Prep School, and he just was abusing Nerlens Noel, and that's kind of who he is. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. I think he's always been an undervalued, not undervalued, but underranked player. And again this year, he didn't see him in any of the preseason all-conference teams, and I know he took offense to that. You'll see him go out and play with a chip on his shoulder because of that. It's going to be a great non-conference schedule. We've got 2 good games to open up, and then Michigan comes to town. It'll be a top 5 program, and it'll be a team that's coming off a national championship, runner-up finish in the country last year. And then the very next game, we go to BYU. Then we've got Northern Iowa in the Big 4 Classic, and then Iowa comes to town. We've got Auburn on the schedule in the Big 12 SEC Challenge, and we go to Hawaii, where we open up with George Mason, a team that won 23 games a year ago that has everybody returning. And plus a good field beyond that. And then the biggest thing is it'll prepare us for the Big 12, and that's what you look for. You want to be battle tested going into that conference where you're playing your best basketball at that time.